Schmeck, schmeck.
God. Can I leave now? Where's your board gone?
What board?
You had a clapper board.
No, we never had a clapper board.
I thought you did.
It was just me.
Oh, just you made that up.
Yeah. Here we go. Hello and welcome back to An Unorthodox CEO. It's episode 10. 10 swans are swimming. Is it 10 swans are swimming?
I have no idea.
No, nor do I. Okay. I want to say thank you to everybody that's tuning in again. I know there's lots of you keep tuning in, which is absolutely fabulous. And I hope you enjoyed our last podcast with Matt, which did take us on a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. And for those that watched it on YouTube, you would have seen me just smear away a little tear. So that's how emotional it got. So, yeah, what a fabulous episode. And I'm sure we'll be hearing more from Matt over the next few months. So thank you. I'm Steve Pickering, as you know if you've tuned in before. I'm the CEO of Sussex Beds. And this podcast is all about our journey as a retail leader my journey as a leader in retail, the challenges of growing a small and medium-sized business, and of course, working with my lovely family. So here we are. And quick reminder, click that subscribe, follow, like, whatever you're on, click it, because you don't want to miss an episode. And we really appreciate the support that we're getting. Any comments, please forward them through. We love hearing what you're thinking, saying, doing, so send them through. Today, I have a very important, a very important guest with me today. I am joined by my wife and marketing director, and of course Josh and Grace's mum. Paula, welcome to the podcast.
Woo! Great to be here. I've been waiting for my call up.
Waiting for your call up.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
A little bit nervous?
This is completely out of my comfort zone.
Good. Yeah, see, everybody should be pushing themselves outside their comfort zone, so that's a good thing. You will feel good after this.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see what she says after we turn off the mics. So let's crack on with a chat, shall we? Crack on with a chat. Tell us a bit about yourself, and I guess really everyone's going to want to know. Because we've been married 32 years?
No.
31 years.
31.
31, yeah.
Oh,
I was thinking... I'm rubbish. Oh dear, I'm in trouble already.
I'm in trouble already.
31 years
Yes.
We've been married. But it says up there, we need to say how we met. So Paula, how did we meet?
Through scouting,
Yeah.
Venture Scouts. You were a Venture Scout and I was a Venture Scout. In the same unit at the time.
Yeah.
Started off as friends and then, went from there really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember our first date?
Yes, at the cinema.
At the cinema? What did we watch?
In Hastings. I don't remember, but you will remember.
I do remember.
You do know what it is.
I do remember. And
Beverly Hills Cop something.
Yes, two. Yeah, and that's really putting an age on us, isn't it? That was the movie we went to see. Tell us a little bit about your childhood and yeah.
Okay. Basically brought up by my mum, really, on her own.
Born and bred in Hastings?
Born and bred in Hastings, yeah. A lot of close family in Hastings, so nice, tight family unit.
Yeah.
Mum worked a lot, obviously, to support me. Went through school, went through college. Yeah. And just me and mum. Really.
Yeah, just me and mum. Well, not me and mum. You and mum.
Yeah. Not me and your mum,
No, not me and your mum. That was just going well, this one. And obviously you're our marketing director. Creativity, did that flow through school? And
Yeah,
was you
it did.
always destined for that sort of role?
I think
or
so.
Did you
Yeah, I
always
used to love art, drawing, painting.
Yeah.
My late granddad was a fabulous oil painter. Mum was very creative, knitted. She painted a bit as well, actually.
Yeah.
Sewed. So yeah, I suppose creative bones.
Creative bones. So you done that through school, and then so you left school, and then
I went to college, Hastings College, and did a diploma in graphic design.
Yep.
Yeah, which came out with a distinction. So yeah.
Yeah. And did you want to follow that on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a place in a college in London.
Yes.
To do a higher course, but I only managed 2 days there, I think, because I'd met someone at home who,
Well, you met someone and you were missing them.
Yes.
So, oh dear.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah, that was you.
Yeah.
Yeah, threw it all away.
And come back, and then you obviously had your graphic design diploma.
Yeah, so I got a job in a local advertising agency, actually, called Design Matters.
Yeah.
And was there for, until I had Josh.
Yeah.
So I worked there for probably about 9-10 years, I think now.
9-10
years, yeah. Learnt all about the business, basically. When I started, there weren't really any computers, if you can believe that.
No,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Victoria's laughing ahead of now, considering we spend all day now on a computer. Yeah, there wasn't computers, so it was, that time was a huge evolving world of graphics, really. Yeah, and things changed a lot.
So how did you do it before computers? Graphic
by
design.
hand.
By hand, yeah.
Used a letraset with letters.
Yeah.
I remember doing some work experience at what was the Hastings Observer, and you literally had to make pages up by sticking things to pages, gluing things down on boards. You used to have big drawing boards that you used to have your big spreads on, and you used to cut things out, and
So this was early 90s?
No, earlier than that.
Was it?
Well, no, it probably was actually.
Early 90s.
Probably was. 90s, yeah.
So when did it become more technical?
I can't remember when it actually changed over, but I just remember it all changing, and then you had obviously computer programs that did everything for you, so there was no need for that manual stuff. But you still have to have the creative ideas.
Yes.
Not so much these days, even.
No. What's the difference today?
AI takes a lot of that away from creativity.
Do you think
Creatives.
so? Yeah.
It helps me. I use it.
Yeah.
It helps me. But I think with AI, you cannot have a creative bone in your body and still get
Produce
something. Yeah. Yeah. Which is a different angle of looking at it, but yeah.
Do you think AI will? I think a lot of people, and obviously I've been away this week to a festival of work, and there was a lot of talk on AI, and I think what it's being seen as more now is it will take away tasks to allow you to do more high level tasks. So it gives you more time, freeing up time. It won't replace your job, because you still need to know what looks great and feed in the prompts, obviously. But it's more of an assistance than a replacing job. It will change jobs. I think it will change jobs, but I don't know if it'll ever replace.
I think you still, like you said, you still have to have that creative eye and know what looks right and what looks wrong, or what to put with what.
Yes.
Whereas, AI can produce something, but you might go, that looks fine, but actually, is it working like it should be working? Which is the,
So we had Josh, or I mean mainly you had Josh.
I think it was mainly me. As far as I remember, you were watching football.
It was it? It was
Euro 96.
Euro 96, yeah. And in fact, the game that was being played was Scotland against Switzerland. Holland. And it was 1-1.
I do remember, even though I was in labour.
It was 1-1, wasn't it? Yeah. So we had Josh, and did you go back straight away?
Yes, I went. Well, I don't think I went back straight away.
No.
I took some time off. I never saw myself as really a stay-at-home mum.
No.
I liked to work for my own peace of mind, and I think I was a better mum for working part-time, not full-time, but I felt I was a better person for that. So, so I went back to the design agency on a couple of days a week, I think. And the other time he went to nursery, I think you might have had him, or your mum and dad might have had him actually.
Yeah.
So kind of juggling things as you do.
Yeah.
As a family.
Working mum.
Yeah, working mum. I suppose it never felt right going back though, because I was not 100% focused on my job. I'm a bit of an all or nothing kind of person, and I went back and I couldn't give 100% because I had other things on my mind, or other things to think about, which you don't have before you have children, really.
No.
So I felt that I wasn't giving it the 100% that I could. Yeah.
And so
I came and worked for you guys.
So, what was it that attracted you to come into the business? Was you apprehensive? Do you remember your first day?
Not really.
Or how it happened?
No. I can't really remember.
Just being, working.
Yeah, I think obviously you knew it was difficult for me, not feeling like I was putting in everything at the agency.
Yeah.
You probably said, well, come and work for us and do it, because you were doing all the advertising and marketing at that point.
Yeah.
You know, I think you said, come and work for us and give me a hand, and I think,
Yeah. Cool. And
that's where it began.
That's where it began. Yeah. Working. Obviously, we had an office in
Bexhill.
In Bexhill, was it? You started in Bexhill? Oh, upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blimey. Okay. Yeah. We worked up there, and then didn't we transition across to Birch, to the warehouse office there, and working in there as well. Do you remember? Because you took over the advertising and done an incredible job, and then you took a break, didn't you? So I don't know why really you do these things, but I'd been doing a bit of beauty on the side. I'd been doing some evening courses and things, I'd always been interested in beauty. Did some nail courses and things like that, and I thought, I really enjoy this, I'll do it a bit more in the evenings or something. And then I was working on my days off, I was working from home doing some as well. So it became a big part of my life. And then a salon came up for sale in the Old Town in Hastings, and I think I was like, let's do it, let's go for it. And again, it was supported, wasn't it? It wasn't leaving the family business.
No, there was never any of that. God, you're going off and doing something else that you know, never at all. Always supported by everybody in the family to go off and do something else. Do
you think that's important? You know, a lot of people think that all of a family has to come into the family business, but I don't think it is like that.
Not at all.
And if someone wants to go off and find their own thing, their own path, then you need
That's it.
And so how many years did you do the salon?
So, I mean, I remember the beginning of it. I think put an offer in, and then I pulled out because I got cold feet. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I freaked out a little bit. I thought, I can't do this. Did quite a lot of training and stuff, preparing for it, and I was like, no, can't do it. But then I calmed down and put the offer back in, and it was accepted. So I was a salon owner for 4 years. 4 years. 4.5 years.
And what were those 4 years like? Because I think this is really people out there that are starting their own business. Yeah,
scary.
Talk us through. I mean, because it's brave, isn't it? You know, taking that jump from a paid role, employed, regular income, and then suddenly you're owner of your own business. But what was that like?
Scary. Scary. Ultimately, I guess where I was coming from was that I enjoyed the job. I loved the job. I loved the people. I loved seeing the people, the clients. loved doing what I was doing. I was very probably naive about the business side of it and what you actually need to do to make a business work and make money.
And what did you learn?
That's very hard.
In what way?
Pricing, things like that, and just keeping on top of overheads as well as working in the business. You're running the business, so it's really hard. I had a team, a couple of girls, and I could honestly say throughout those 4.5 years, I don't think I actually got a wage.
No.
I made sure obviously they were paid.
Yeah.
But actually I didn't take anything. That was to pay the rent and to keep everything going. It was a hard time.
Yeah.
Really steep learning curve. Yeah.
What years was that? Do you remember what years?
I think I sold the salon in 2014.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay. So at the same time, so you were going through that struggle of, finding yourself, your business, and learning really, going from a technician, knowing all about the salon, but then you were having to become a business leader person.
And I don't think I did it very well.
I wouldn't be too harsh on yourself. I think it's the learnings, isn't it? At the end of it, do you think? I don't think you can ever regret. Yes, we can all look back and go, I could have done it differently, but
oh no, I don't regret it.
No, absolutely not
at all.
No. I think it changed you as a person.
Yeah, definitely.
You grew, and and eventually you found yourself coming back to the family business. Mm-hmm. Was that 2014?
No,
it was a bit longer, wasn't it?
Obviously I worked in a retail store.
Yes, Debenhams.
Okay, I don't know if you're allowed to say that on podcast.
There are other department stores out there.
I mean, they're not available, but
they're not available anyway now.
So I worked for a couple of makeup brands. I worked for Bare Minerals and I worked for Clinique.
Yeah.
Also, alongside that, I was still doing some private clients that I'd took from the salon when the salon shut, so I was still seeing them as well.
Yeah.
So again, that was juggling everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then after that,
you found your way back.
Yeah.
An opportunity arose and you jumped to come back in.
I had a conversation with someone at a Christmas party. Obviously, I still came along to your Christmas meals.
Yeah.
Had a conversation with someone that was like, oh, we could really do with you coming back and really love you to come back. I think it'd be really good. And at the time, I felt the company was really growing and going places and excited me, I think, as well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
No, absolutely. And made quite an impact as soon as you come back?
Hopefully, yeah, I think so.
I love the self-confidence. Yeah. So what is one of your biggest weaknesses?
Confidence.
Yes.
Which people who probably don't know me that well probably find quite difficult to believe, but people who know me well know that is my biggest downfall.
Yeah.
My self-belief.
Yes. Yeah, because you did make a huge impact, and obviously then I keep saying obviously today. Yeah, I'm not. That's it. No more obviouslies.
No more obviouslies.
No. So you found the importance, and then joined the leadership team.
Yeah, I think obviously I'm saying it as well now.
It's catching.
It's catching. Obviously disease.
Yeah.
I think I understood a lot more about how business worked then.
Yes.
From having my own business, it made a lot more sense.
Yes.
And the reasons why you do things and how hard it is.
Yeah.
And the constant battle.
Yes.
To keep business going and being successful.
And now, so you joined the leadership team, marketing director. Mm-hmm. And what mind shift changed there? What's changed there?
Gosh, that's huge. Yeah. Huge mind shift.
Yeah.
From being a marketing director to go on to leadership is miles apart. You're responsible for 60, 70 people's jobs.
Yes.
Their livelihoods, their work, their self-worth, their well-being is huge. And you have to make big decisions that you might find difficult, have difficult conversations. Yeah.
So what's the hardest part of being part of the leadership team?
I think that.
Really?
Yeah. Knowing that you're responsible for all these people's jobs.
Livelihoods.
Yeah. And, you know, if you hear someone's unhappy, that upsets you.
Yes.
Because you feel responsible for that, although you might not be, but you do feel responsible for that.
Yeah.
You want to try and fix everything.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, I've spoken quite a lot over the last few weeks of the ups and downs, our issues 2012, 2014, COVID, and then more recently the IT changes. You've been there through all of that. Now, you may not have been working within the business in that 2012-14, but you saw the impact. And I suppose really the question is, how do you deal with seeing that? And
what, with my family, with you?
With myself,
with you.
What have you seen?
I've seen you broken.
When was that?
2014, and COVID, I think, as well. It's horrible to watch.
Initial part of COVID was pretty tough.
Initial part, really tough. You'd go off into your pub down the garden and have your meeting with with the other leadership team, with the other directors at the time. Come out like, well, I don't know, heavy head, heavy heart, and then you start drinking. Have a beer at 11 a.m, why not?
Wow.
The sun was shining.
That first one, the sun was shining.
Yeah. Joe and Grace were obviously with us at the time, living with us, and Joe would be like, let's crack open a beer. Yeah.
I suppose that was, the first bit especially, wasn't it? It was very difficult. You didn't know nobody knew what was going on.
No, I think that was the thing. It was uncertain.
When
everyone was in a situation that they'd never been in before. The whole world.
The stores were closed. You're thinking, oh my goodness, rents. Okay, furlough come along, but as directors, we couldn't take furlough. It was a highly pressured period. And actually, realistically, the financial assistance didn't really come.
No, it wasn't quick, was it?
Issues with banking and stuff, it didn't really come until we were back open. So it was a very torrid time. But there was, I think, also it was a lovely family time. Because,
definitely.
Because we all lived at home, and I've spoken before about mum and dad were in an annex as well, so we were very worried about them. But we were all contained together, and the sun was out, but all of us were there together, which was also a unique time for the family, really.
And I think looking back, probably other people would say that if you can take a positive out of it, it would be that the time everyone spent with their families. And the kids.
Yes.
Without the 9 to 5 rush and the.
And then we obviously reopened, and business just
went nuts.
Went through the roof, and was a very busy period afterwards. But then again, it all come crashing down again for the second lockdown, and that was probably the hardest. And obviously, your mum. And COVID took your mum. So not only did we have the pressure of work, we had that. And that was tough.
It was tough, Trying to deal with that, and your business that's suffering as well. Hard times. But thanks for that.
There we go. But I think this is the point of these, though, is to show again that although we're figureheads, business leaders, we are.
No, we're just people. muddling through like everyone else.
Yeah. And then we had the last 18 months, which have been another challenge. But I think also, although the last 18 months have been challenging, funnily they're rewarding as well, haven't they? Because we've learnt and grown again so much.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think though for me, it's been harder having the children involved.
Yeah.
And seeing them also going through what we've gone through, the pressures. Yeah. Josh and Grace, and that's hard to watch. Yeah. Knowing how they feel.
Yeah.
Because they've not, that's probably the first thing they've really this last 18 months or so.
Yes.
Really. They were, they're in COVID obviously, but not, I don't think, quite so involved.
A little bit more distant. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely with Josh through the last 18 months with the IT system.
Yeah.
Seeing him broken at times as well is, that's tough to watch.
As a mum.
Yeah, as a mum.
Yeah. But I think also though it's an important learning. I think otherwise, and I have said this before, is Josh joined the business and really saw it just success and new shops and building and growing, and you could think that is what business is.
Yeah,
so
but it's totally
and
not.
Actually, business is far from that. It's with every peak will come a trough.
Exactly.
Every day is the battles and. So I think for him it's an invaluable 18-month period, and probably the making of him to be an even better.
Yeah.
And I think he's really, for his age, a better leader than I ever was at that age.
Totally. And Grace as well, going through that whole situation.
Yeah. But it is tough to see as parents.
Very tough.
You do just want to. Protect them all the time.
And take it all away from them.
And I'd even go as far as to say even my dad, and we tend not to speak too in depth of business these days because, if I spill my problems, he will want to try and solve them, and
to try and fix them for you, didn't he?
Fix them, and sometimes that's not what's needed. You just want to air and but he wants to fix it. And I think that's that dad thing, mum thing.
Parent thing, isn't it?
Yeah, just let's fix them. And I don't want you going through that,
Yeah.
But then you don't want to hold them back. They've got to find their own ways.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that's true. So, performance reviews. Everyone wants to know. Yeah. Yeah. What's it like being performance reviewed by your husband?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably much like anyone else's performance review.
Yeah.
Apart from you call me darling sometimes. I'm supposing you don't call other people darling when you do their performance reviews. I mean, I do Victoria's and I don't call her darling, but I mean, I could. Excuse me. Generally, they're quite businesslike.
Yeah, very, isn't it? We do tend to. It is just right. This is.
Yeah, we've got stuff to discuss. We've got numbers to discuss. It is not any different, I don't think.
To anything else.
No, to anything else.
No.
I mean, I want to know the time when I can do your performance review. Well, can I do you one at home?
I think you do every week.
You haven't put the bins out. It's a cross. A black mark against your name. Yeah, you left the cupboard door open.
Yeah. Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The performance reviews, we keep them very businesslike,
we do,
isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think
occasionally they go off on a tangent, depending on what's going on, but generally they're quite structured.
Yeah.
I think they have to be. Otherwise you would end up talking about what you're having for tea tonight or something, wouldn't you? It would just be very random.
Yeah. Cool. So, should we do some quick-fire questions?
So I've got two to ask you both.
You've got two sneaky questions for both of us.
I have.
Oh,
Shall I do
okay.
one and then you do
Go on
one?
then. You fire away then. Victoria's going to do question number 1.
My first question is, if you swapped jobs for a week, what would happen?
Oh, wow. Wow.
Steve would spend all my marketing budget in 1 week on some random thing.
Yeah.
Some sponsoring bicycles or something in China.
It'd
Okay.
be crazy stuff.
It would be totally crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Steve has no reins. I'm his reins.
Yeah.
He has all these crazy ideas and I'm the one that has to rein them in. Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
I spoke on behalf of him, but I should be speaking on behalf of myself. What would I do?
What would you do if you were CEO?
I don't think I'd do anything any different.
Oh, really?
I think you're a fabulous CEO.
Oh, let's move on quick from that.
Maybe pay your wife a bit more.
What you mean? Increase the marketing director's salary? That's what you'd do.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
okay.
That'd be
And then
first on my
swap
list.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got one now. Yeah. So, favourite memory of working together?
Oh, blimey. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
You could have told me you were going to ask me
Look,
that.
Victoria prepares them. It's going to be in Victoria's performance review now.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah. Don't ask silly questions like that, Victoria.
Yeah, favourite memory of working together.
God.
Something. What have we done that's fun?
I think probably
Go on.
one of the funny things
Yeah.
was catering store opening when you're wandering around in a 7-foot panda outfit through Catering High Street. I mean, that was quite amusing. And they're all going, oh, you should give him a cup of tea, he needs an hour off, you know, thinking that you were like obviously the Saturday boy that we got in, and there's you're the CEO wandering around the streets of Caterham in a blow-up panda suit.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like
I'll put a
that.
picture up of that.
Yeah, picture
But
of
I
me in
think
the
it wasn't
panda
just
suit.
that, the whole day was amazing.
Oh, it was.
Caterham opening was fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had such a buzz about it.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an incredible opening.
But that was
Yeah.
definitely a highlight.
Thank you. Yes, me dressed up as a panda.
Inflatable panda.
Inflatable panda, good. It's over to Victoria
Oh,
now.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you've only got 2 though, haven't you?
Oh, you go again.
Yeah, I'll go again. Okay. What do you think you would be doing if you weren't working here?
You tell me, both of you.
Looking after your doggies?
I think you'd have a kennels.
Yeah, exactly. Something to do with dogs.
Something to do with dogs.
Yeah.
We didn't get on to your hobbies. Oh, we need to come back. We'll have to. Yeah, we'll come back to hobbies. Yeah. Your question,
Oh,
Victoria.
What's
Yeah.
your go-to? We're too tired to cook dinner.
Ooh.
We're too
Tired to cook.
tired to cook. What would we go to?
Toast.
We would, wouldn't we? Yeah.
Marmite on toast.
Well, no, not Marmite. That's
Yeah.
disgusting. No. We would just do a bit of toast.
Yeah,
In
we
fact,
would.
last
Cheese on toast feast.
cheese on toast feast.
Ooh.
There
Yeah.
we go. Yeah, that would be the go-to.
That would be
easy.
the go-to.
Yeah.
So loads of big
Yeah.
chunky slices of bread.
Yeah.
Lots of cheese under
Yeah.
the grill, and then Steve likes to put it on a big
Yeah.
chopping board.
Yeah.
So it's very nicely presented. Then he gets the pizza cutter out,
Little
and
squares.
and that is a cheese on toast feast.
And then a
You
dollop of
yeah,
red sauce
ketchup
on
there.
one end.
brown sauce there.
Love that.
Cheese and toast feast.
And if
I'll see
you
if
ask-
I can find a picture.
Yeah.
I've got one somewhere.
If you ask the kids about cheese on toast feast, that's what they'll say it is. It has
Yeah.
to be done the same. Chopping board, pizza cutter,
Yeah.
Nice.
chunky bread.
Nice.
That probably is a go-to, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a go-to. Yeah. Yeah, maybe tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
treat me.
Is it over to me? It's over to me, is it? Oh, is this final question? Final question. Here we go. What is the best part of your job now?
Blimey. I love all of it, really. Although it's hard, I love it.
Yeah.
Working with family, obviously, can be tough sometimes, but generally I love it.
Yeah.
Being a leader, I guess.
Yeah.
Working with Victoria. Love her to bits. And watching her flourish and grow. Coaching her. All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is the hardest part of your job?
Again, as well as being one of the nice parts, the hardest part is working with family.
Yeah.
And
how do you, like, being a mum and a marketing director, how do you separate the two, especially when it's with family or children? And
that's probably the hardest thing ever to try and do.
Yeah.
I would say I probably wasn't very good at it.
No.
To a point, but I think I've learnt that I've got to let them fight their own battles a bit more.
Yeah.
Not speak for them.
Yeah.
Because that's very hard to do.
Yeah.
When you're listening to someone maybe say things to them that it doesn't sit well with you. You have to bite your lip.
Yeah.
And there have been times where I haven't,
Yeah.
and I've regretted them.
Yes.
But it's very hard. But I think I'm learning to do that better.
Yeah. No, I agree. It is always hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all family, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, any critique,
family. Yeah, of course it is.
You know, especially when there's so many of us, and there's critique that comes through or feedback, and you just want to defend, but you've got to put that aside.
You do.
Listen and then make your own judgments.
Also, if you don't agree with something they're saying, that's hard.
Yeah.
Because you feel you should, but there are times when things will come up and you don't agree with them, and you have to try and be honest, and that's hard. It's quite difficult.
It is tough. And we do need to go on to what do you do in your spare time? Now I know, but everybody else wants to know.
What do I do in my spare time? Love a bit of trash TV. Yeah. Love that.
So good.
Yeah. Which you absolutely detest, I know. But the trashier the better. Yeah. Nothing that requires too many brain cells. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Go to the gym. Did some running earlier in the year, which I've, did a 10K in London, which was a huge achievement for me. Yeah. So gym, enjoy gym, swimming, classes. Probably I'm at my most happiest when I'm out walking with doggies.
Oh, yeah. And do you disconnect from work quite easily when you... Yeah. You do?
I think I do. I think I've realised that maybe I do that quite well. Yeah. Seeing you and other people maybe. Yeah. I think I am able to do that quite easily. Yeah. Yeah. Which is absolutely great. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Now, we need to do a tip of the week. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm going to pass this over to Paula because a tip of the week, what do you think's important? Or, let's put this as tip of the week about working with your other half. What do you think you need to be able to do?
Honesty.
Yeah.
So if you feel they're not quite going at something right or not, I don't know. I think I try and be really honest with you and say, I think you shouldn't have said that, or I think maybe you should think about that before, before you carry that on, or and being able to laugh.
Laugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See the funny side.
Definitely. I think that's what our 32 years of marriage is based on.
Yeah. Because a lot of people say, I don't know how you can work with your wife, but it's no different from working together as a couple, is it? Really?
A lot of it is similar, to be fair.
Yeah, and we are very different.
We're very totally different. Yeah.
But it really, my skills complement yours and yours complement ours in both the marriage and our relationship as well as within the business side of things. your disc profile is the opposite side of mine, and I think that's why it works, isn't it? So, yeah, cool. That's a good tip of the week. Honesty
Honesty and laughter.
and laughter. Yeah,
Gotta have some fun.
yeah.
Gotta have a laugh.
You can never have too much laughter in life.
No,
can
you can't. No.
Ah, cool. Well, I think that's it for this episode. I'm sure Paula will be joining us. Well, actually, I'm not so sure Paula will be joining us again.
It's been okay.
It's been all
fine.
right.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. And I hope you've enjoyed listening and learning more about Paula, our marketing director, but more importantly, my wife.
Thank you.
So this is where we wrap up, and I go to my card and I read this again, and I'll read it wrong as I always do. So, and that's a wrap, everybody. I've been asked to remind you to click that follow button, so you get notified with all the new episodes that come out. Don't forget to leave a rating and maybe even a nice review, or just a review. I don't mind. Next week, we are going to be joined by my sister Sue. Yes, she's going to join us in the pod room. We're going to talk about what it's like being the youngest sibling, and how and why she joined the business, and how she become buying director. Don't forget, new episodes drop every single Wednesday, so tune in. And if you want more unfiltered business talk, you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Unorthodox CEO. Not quite. Unorthodox CEO. So, if you've been watching, listening in the morning, enjoy that breakfast. If you're listening at lunchtime, hello, lunchtime. And if you're laying there in bed listening to my dulcet tones, thank you for listening and good night. I hope you're sleeping on a Sussex bed. Bye now. Woo!